YouTube, listen, I want to talk about motivation, ambition, failure. I want to talk about these things today. So I've been selling now for, I think I just wrapped up my 6th week. So I think I'm in my 7th week right now. So 6.5 weeks. And 2 weeks ago I had my worst week by far. I posted a video about it. It was crappy. Last week I had a little bounce back. It wasn't my best week. It might have been my best profit week. I'm not sure. It wasn't I didn't sell the most things I've sold so far. Like I sold like 8 things last week. The most I've sold is 10 in a week. But I did pretty well. I was happy with last week. But yeah, this week, I've started off now with 2 days of not selling anything. But today is actually, I'm wrapping up. Unless I sell something tonight, I will have gone 3 days without selling anything, which isn't technically the longest, but it just sucks because I thought there was a reason why I went from 10 items sold to 2 items sold back up to 8 items sold, and I felt like it was because there was something I did. I talked about in the last video, you know, I took my store down, put it on vacation for a few days, and then that led to something being in my possession, being handled. I have on my site that everything's handled for 1 business day, and I took the store down the day before I actually came home because I didn't want, you know, I was going to be able to ship stuff out the following day, so I wanted to be able to, you know, not have people see that message. Well, that resulted in some confusion, and so something was technically handled for 2 business days instead of 1, even though I really did, you know, when the person bought it, they saw that it was going to be going out Thursday, so I didn't get negative feedback or anything, but I'm not sure if that, you know, messed with my metrics or something, and so I kind of attributed that bad week to that. Well, now starting off now 3 straight days, because last week I did have 2 days where I didn't make a sale, but I sold something every other day. I had like a 3 item day or 4 or something, but you know, I did pretty well all week, pretty consistent anyway. And it sucks going 3 straight days without making a sale. Maybe I won't. Maybe it'll go 2.5 days, but I mean, technically it has been 72 hours since my last sale. It's been 3 whole days, and it's kind of weird because it makes you feel one of 2 ways. And for me, it's kind of making me feel both ways. You know, one part of me is thinking, you know, is this how it goes? You know, am I going to put in a bunch of work and a not a lot of money, but, you know, put in some money and a lot of work and never really see this pan out at all? So that's one side of me. But the other side of me is just like raring to go. Like, obviously, you know, something needs to be done. Something needs to change. I need to work harder. And so it feels like failure right now. I mean, I know it's not. I know it's still really early on, and I'm not hitting the inventory numbers that would suggest that I'm going to be selling a lot or anything like that. So, I mean, I get why I shouldn't get down on myself, and but I still was feeling that way. But it's like, no, forget about that. I'm going to go twice as hard, and I'm not gonna fail here. I'm not going to let this be a failure. I know people out there do this, and I'm going to do it. And so I'm using those negative thoughts as motivation, and I'm just continuing to try to be ambitious about this, you know. Wake up every day ready to work harder than I worked the day before, and just not give up. There's no reason to. I'm getting inventory at really good costs. I'm getting solid inventory. Yeah, it's not amazing, and I'm not exactly selling the exact items I wish I could sell. You know, I haven't moved into the, you know, cell phones and consumer, you know, small consumer electronics like that. No, I haven't done that. I'm not a clothing expert yet. But I've found things that do sell, that I do like to buy. I'm getting them for good prices. I'm getting quality items. I'm putting up amazing pictures. My pictures are really good. I mean, they're not like professional, but they look really good. For somebody selling used items, they're quite good and really good and great. No, but they're really good, and I'm getting things together. My descriptions aren't perfect, but they're solid. I'm doing everything pretty much right, I think. So make improvements wherever I can see where improvements can be made. Keep working hard. Businesses aren't built overnight, especially when it's a e-commerce, eBay reselling business. There's no way. I knew pretty early on, I figured it out before I even got things up and running, that this isn't going to be an immediate income stream. It's just not going to be. Every dollar I make, mostly every dollar I make, I use on inventory. Sorry, there's a train going by now, of course. But, you know, I use some of my money from my job, my 9, my 10, my 11 to 7. But, you know, that's all I had to say. If you go through this period like I'm going through, where things are not great, they start to look good and then sort of fall back and blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. It happens. Keep going. Make sure you're doing it right. Make sure you're doing things the right way, first off, which I think I am. I'm pretty sure I'm doing things exactly right. I'm getting a really solid, obviously it's not a lot of feedback, but it's 100%. I'm getting like a 50% response rate on feedback, which is probably pretty good. I mean, yeah, I'm doing things right. And when I'm not doing them right, I'm fixing it. And so it should all pan out. And I'm just going to keep working hard until it does. And I suggest you all do that too. If you hit a snag, figure out if you're doing something wrong, correct it, and then keep going forward. Keep on rocking, all right? Peace and love, okay? We'll get through this. Peace and love. Peace and love.